Hello YouTube, welcome back to Tier 1 Perceptions. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I know you guys been hearing about the whole situation that happened with Cleotrapa and Ice Spice. So I want to talk about that because I don't think that people really understand um, the dynamic of a relationship like that. And there are so many people who have experienced relationships like that and are literally still going through situations like that with people that they think are their friends, or even family. So I had a friend. Now, this person was a childhood friend, okay? We grew up together. She was like my homie, right? She was my rollie. And she would always, like, it seemed like she didn't want me to have any attention. Like, when we would go out, if guys would, like, try to talk to me or give me any attention, she would always come up with something like, oh, I used to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Or, you talking to him? He's ugly. He's whack. He's broke. It was always something. Or if I was getting too much attention, she would literally have an attitude and not talk to me. Like, she would stop talking to me, like rolling her eyes on some, like that. And I'm serious. Like, I have gone through things like that with a person who I loved, who I trusted, who I considered to be a friend. Now, here's the thing. People always say, oh, well, you knew that about that person, so obviously, it was something in it for you. No, it's not that. Because I think it was, what's that channel? I think her name is Impressive or something. She was narrating the video, like the video with Cleotrapa, and she was like commenting about the video, like in between clips. And she was like, well, obviously Cleotrapa felt like it was something that she could gain from this relationship. Is that possible? Yes. We don't know, okay? You can sleep next to a person for 20 years and not know what's on their mind or not know what their motive or intentions are, really, right? So here's the thing. We don't know what Cleo's intent was behind, you know, engaging in that relationship or whatnot. We don't really know, but I can tell you this. It's not always that a person feels like, oh, I can benefit from this dynamic. I can benefit from engaging with this person. It's not always that. A lot of times it's because somewhere, somehow deep down inside, the person who's receiving that type of traumatic treatment, they have been hurt a lot in their life to the point that they almost become numb. And that's what happened to me. Like, I had experienced abuse, all different types of abuse at a very young age. Um, and so I became numb to a lot of toxic behavior. I had actually become numb. And if it was somebody that I really loved and trusted, I would almost feel like, I know they don't mean it. I know they don't mean it. I know they love me. They just having a bad day. It's just an off week. They just going through something. A lot of times it's that. A lot of times it's literally that. And so you're not even thinking about what you can gain. You know what I'm saying? It's just the simple fact that you know that sometimes people go through things, and they are not always at their best. So you do have situations like that as well. Sorry about that. My children came out. And so, it's just like, I myself, like, I'm speaking from experience. Like, I'm not guessing or anything. Like, I've gone through this. And I'm telling you, with this friend, and we have been friends for much longer than Cleo and Ice Spice. It was like, the damaged parts of me could I could identify with the damaged parts of her. And I knew that she didn't mean it. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like somewhere, somehow, subconsciously, I knew she didn't mean it, but it was just, it was how she was, and I put up with it. You know what I'm saying? And so in Cleo, I'm not. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not trying to project on her. I'm not saying she's damaged. I'm not saying she's traumatized. All I'm saying is that there is another perspective to it. It could be simply, you know what I'm saying? Just what I said. It could be other things. It's not because it's not always just because a person think they can benefit. You know what I'm saying? Cleo probably wasn't even thinking of the fact of benefiting. She thought that that girl was her friend. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what people don't understand. Stop thinking that just because a person is around you and you might have one leg up or whatnot, that they just want to benefit. It could be that they are a genuine person and they know that people go through things. You know what I'm saying? And it could be like me. They have gone through situations, and they just unfortunately become numb to certain behavior. It could literally be that. But what I want to say is this: even after my best friend at that time, I mean, years I would go through this with her. Like there would be times we would go out and she would expect me to pay for her food, her entry into clubs, her drinks. And when I would say no, she would literally get an attitude with me. Oh girl, you're not gonna pay for that. I got you if I had it. If I had it, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like I went through years of that. That's mental and emotional abuse. You know what I'm saying? But I had gone through so much trauma myself as a younger person, until I just put up with it, because the people who traumatized me as a young girl, they were people who were also in charge of taking care of me. You see what I'm saying? So I learned to deal with the behavior because I had to. So you grow up thinking, because I love this person and I think they love me, I have to put up with this because I love them. I have to put up with this because I know deep down inside they love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm here to let you know, if you don't let go of that situation now, if you don't get out of that type of relationship now, the universe is going to conspire against that relationship and take you out. Okay? Whether it be because something happens to that person, God forbid, I'm not wishing bad on nobody, but it could be because something happens to them, the relationship ends, or it could just be they downright just do you straight up dirty and you have to leave. Like, it's not going to get better. It gets progressively worse until you have to leave. If you don't leave voluntarily, God, the universe, spirit, your ancestors, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever whatever your method of prayer, whoever you believe in, whatever, they're going to step in and they're going to hit the switch on that relationship. That I can promise you, because that's what happened with me. I kept putting up with it, putting up with it until the point that I had to leave the relationship because the abuse and the disrespect had gotten so large, so big, so grand. I had to leave. I had to leave because it was almost like that person was spitting in my face, you know. And I was actually in tears listening to that video with Cleo, because I can identify with everything she went through, down to the colorism part of it. Now I have, and that friend was light skinned, because in comparison to me, I'm brown. I'm a darker brown. She was a lighter brown, but she wasn't like a red bone. She wasn't like Ice Spice. She was just a lighter brown, like a caramel, light caramel, whatever. Um, but it's just, sorry about that. Again, my kids. But even down to the colorism part of it and being treated that way, because I've had family and this friend as well, who were light skinned, and they felt like because I was dark skinned, I didn't deserve attention. So if I got any, it was almost like, what? How dare you? How dare you get attention from anybody? You're brown, you're dark brown, you're dark skinned. You don't what? Attention. You don't look better than me. It was that type of energy. It was that type of energy. Like, I've been there. I know what that is. I know what that is. And I can smell it from a mile away, you know. Um, and so I was actually in tears listening to what Cleo went through. You know what I'm saying? Because even if I hadn't gone through that, just for somebody to treat you that way and you by yourself, no support, no nothing, like that is traumatizing. That's traumatizing. But thank God that Cleo, she's blessed, she's anointed. You know what I'm saying? She's enlightened, she's divine, she's a goddess. So she's going to make it through that no matter what. No matter what, you can't break that bank. So the thing about it is, you have to be able to recognize when the people in your life don't really love you, like you, or respect you. You know what I'm saying? You have to turn around and say, okay, what is this person getting from me that they can't get from somewhere else? And what is it about me that they feel like they can disrespect me and expect me to deal with it? Like, you have to really do some introspection. Like, you have to turn that mirror around and face yourself and ask yourself, what is it about me that's causing this person to treat me that way? Not in a point that is your fault, but you're complicit in a behavior somehow. And you have to find out, because if you don't change what it is about you that's causing that behavior in them, you're never going to see anything change. You're always going to attract the same toxic people with the same toxic behavior. And I know, because I had done it before. I've done it before, so I already know the consequences of that. And it took me years to look in that mirror and ask myself, like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing that's causing you to keep attracting the same mosquitoes? You know what I'm saying? When are you gonna attract some butterflies? When are you gonna attract some butterflies and not a bunch of moths and mosquitoes and ticks? You know what I'm saying? Ticks and all of this. Um, but that is a very, very telling sign. Am I telling you right now to go cut off all your light skinned friends as a dark skinned person? No, I'm not telling you to do that. Am I telling you because they're two friends, one is light skinned and one is dark skinned, that this is the type of relationship or dynamic they're gonna deal with? No. No, I'm not. What I'm telling you is, be very aware. Be very aware of who's around you. Be very aware of, the behavior that people portray when they're around you and how they treat you. And try to value yourself and love yourself. And Cleo, if you ever see this video, and I pray you do, let me tell you something. I love you. And you have a new supporter. I support you 110%. Because for you to make it through that and still turn that rain into sunshine, that's power, baby. And that's what it is in you that she can't stand. That's the part of you that she wanted to suffer, because she can see it. She can see the strength in you. She can see the divinity. She can see that goddess energy. You're glowing. You're glowing. And that's what she can see, and that's what she can't stand. So I will be back again to to come and just talk to you guys. And I have some other things that I want to talk about, but I just had to address that because that's buzzing right now. That whole situation with Cleo and Ice Spice is buzzing. And I really, because I have experience with that, I felt like I would be doing myself a disservice not to come and kind of shed some light on that situation, because I've experienced it. I've been there time and time again. But I love you guys. I love talking to you guys. All 8 of my subscribers. I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I know that the people who need to hear the things that I talk about and the things that I say, they're going to get the message. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Again, know your worth, value yourself, and don't let anybody sell you short. Peace.